Greetings everyone, I'm RSV. This is my Renus Vera guide. In this guide I'll go through several tips and tricks to fighting Renus Vera. Note, I'll be doing this all at level 27 where I am very vulnerable, and if I get hit, there is a chance the attack will one-shot me. It is also important to note that Renus Vera can be entered at 1684 battle power at level 27. So, let us continue. Firstly, I'd like to state that you can actually attack Renus Vera before the fight starts, in the loading sequence where he appears. Just move forward, run forward, you can even lock on, and just start attacking away as soon as he pops up. It is a small window where you can get some damage on the board. The Renus Vera fight is broken up into 3 stages. The first stage, where he only has his head. The second stage, where you attack his tail. And the final stage, where you attack his generator core. Each phase has specific ins and outs to address. Phase 1, Renus Vera appears. His attacks include a head bash or head bang, where he hits his head against the ground and balls go flying, a dive where he tries to bite you and then stalactites appear, and a head swipe. Note, if you get too close to his tail, the tail will swipe you. On top of this, the generator core does fire missiles out, so pay attention to the missiles and do not get hit by them. The tail can also do a similar slap, causing projectiles to go flying. The boss itself can also shoot projectiles from its mouth, so watch out for that. The phase will end when Renus Vera hits a health threshold. At this threshold, you'll move on to phase 2. Note, Renus Vera is weak to dark damage, so use dark abilities or dark weapon to inflict elemental down on him. It is a good note that if you can get high enough, a lot of attacks are completely null and void, as their hitbox can no longer hit you at a certain height. At 75% HP, he will phase into stage 2. Other body parts become invulnerable, however, you can hit the circle on his tail to do damage. The boss itself will fire projectiles at you while you try to attack the tail, so be careful. The core will still fire missiles at you, and you have to worry about the tail's swiping action. The boss can also make stalactites spawn and hit you. Again, if you go high enough into the air, you can avoid them. My advice is to stand on the side of the tail where you can see the boss, so you can avoid projectiles that come at you, so they are not hitting you in the behind. After the tail is broken, this is at about 50% HP, Renus Vera will be stunned, so run over and do some damage to his head. However, after he gets up, an intermission phase will occur, where he will swim around the area and send projectiles at you, as well as fire lasers. Try your best to avoid the lasers, as they will hurt. Stalactites will also spawn in this phase, so be careful. Renus Vera will also pop up from time to time and shoot a giant exploding ball at the ground, exploding for massive damage. If you are hit by this, and you are in my position, you will be one-shot. The ball probably will not one-shot you if you're fully geared though, but still be careful to avoid the damage from it. You can damage his core and body parts while he is in intermission, but if you do not hit the body parts themselves, they will take dramatically reduced damage. After the intermission, you have stage 3. Stage 3 is a simple burn 50% of his HP. Every so often, however, he'll go into intermission again. The key here is to attack the core on his center part. I recommend standing on the side of the center part that is facing away from his head, so that way you can pay attention to what the boss is doing, and so you can avoid getting hit by his attacks. Other than the core itself being able to fire lasers this time around, this phase is mostly the same, so watch out for all the damage, and pay attention to what's going on. Remember, if the boss is stunned in this phase, you will have to run to his head to do damage to his weak spot. I hope my Renus Vera guide has been helpful to you. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.